Han enjoyed hearing the moans from both Brittany and Annapolis as he felt Brittany tighten around him where they were connected, while Annapolis was passionately kissing him. He enjoyed being with the two for most of the day. There was a knock on his door, and when he looked back, he saw Helania standing there. "Master, there is an incident. It appears that the Demon Council has decided to attack us." As he pulled out of Brittany, he could hear her pleas for him to continue. Her hair was disheveled, her smile, along with her eyes looking upwards and unfocused, showed how absorbed she was with what Han was doing. "What about our guests, and what are they doing?" he asked Helania. There was a warm feeling encapsulating down there. Feeling the forked tongue, he realized it was Annapolis who was sucking on him. He stroked her head as he enjoyed the sensation. The feeling of the vacuum created by her mouth as she moved her head made him moan. They are currently dining within the shopping district. We have had them under surveillance the moment they left the stronghold. The reports confirm that they are not aware of this event, Helania informed him. Han felt waves of pleasure as he released himself, the liquid squirting out into Annapolis' mouth. Her tongue stroked the head as she cleaned off every bit of his fluids. She moaned in pleasure as she looked up at him. He brushed back her hair and looked into her beautiful jade-colored eyes. "No fair," Brittany lazily said, as she slowly regained her thinking. "Blame yourself for focusing on your own pleasure instead of our master's," Annapolis teased Brittany, as she moved away from him with a mixture of her saliva and his fluids connecting her mouth to the tip. Han left the two of them on the bed as she put on some clothes. "Considering they came to greet me, I think it may be a good idea to return the favor. Have everyone meet me above the city." Han shifted himself from the room to floating above the city. In front of him were the remaining members of the council. Below them was a massive demonic army. "Generally, I ask for notice before there's a large number of people immigrating into my city," he casually said. "Those are brave words from someone that is going to be eliminated," one of the demons said to him. Han looked around with a confused expression. "What are you doing?" the same demon demanded. "I was looking around for the people who were going to eliminate me," he voiced as if it was the most obvious thing. "You little..." The demon looked like he was going to attack him when the leader stopped him. "Do not be a fool, Ulysses," the leader said. "Yes, Dominaster," Ulysses petulantly answered. "He seemed to be rather easy to bait," Han remarked. "And you are rather good at pointing out the obvious," Dominaster answered back dryly. Behind him, his creations appeared along with the two female demons. "Master, we have arrived as you have ordered," Helania said. "It appears as though Eulistria and Venalistria were correct about the two of you betraying us," Dominaster observed. "What would you have us do? Wait for you to dispose of us?" Levistria demanded. "It would have been the most honorable act," one of the male demons retorted. "Unlike you, I do not let my pride dictate rational thought, Yellow Nester," she countered. "Enough of this chatter," Dominaster stated, and all of them lifted their arms and fired off an energy blast. "Levistria!" Meldoristria screamed. The attack was bright enough to rival the sun as it surged towards its target. But before it was able to land, it struck against a barrier. Even with the 8 of the strongest demons attacking, The shield had no difficulties with defending against attack. Attacking without warning is very inconsiderate, Han stated as the attack died down. The demons were staring at him, confused by the way things turned out. "Oh, I am sorry. Was I supposed to be impressed by that?" Han mocked. "Master, I believe that you were," Helania politely informed him. Han looked embarrassed and turned towards Helania. "You are not supposed to mention that. Performance anxiety is a very serious issue." "I thought their attack was rather cute," Minatoria commented, blowing the demons a kiss and giving them a wink. "There is something about people trying to look powerful that is rather adorable." "Minatoria, I think that comment is worse than what Helania said," Han scolded. When Han turned back, he saw how angry Dominasta looked at being humiliated. "There is nothing to be ashamed of. I am sure that there are many people who are more impressive than I am, so I can relate to these feelings of inadequacies. But I made sure to find people who accept me for who I am," Han tried to reassure the demons, causing several of them to get angry. "Try laughing at this," Ulista called out to him as he flew towards Han. At the last minute, Ulista vanished and appeared on Han's left side. "I bet you cannot dodge this," he laughed as he fired an energy bolt. The menu system popped up and asked if he needed a barrier. Confirming, Han enjoyed watching the pretty lights as the blast interacted with the shield. "Master, are you alright?" he heard Brittany ask. "There's no need to worry about me. I am just enjoying the light show," Han reassured her. "Those insects," Brittany raged. "You're worrying too much. I think I'll have fun with them for a little bit." Han stopped Brittany from acting out her anger. As the blast died down, Han turned his head and grinned at Ulista's horrified expression. "This is impossible!" Ulista's voice trembled. Han turned his body and kicked Ulista in the stomach, smiling at how Ulista gasped as all of the air left his lungs, just like in the anime. Han watched as Ulista's body flew in a straight line towards the ground. There was a massive crash as dirt was flung up into the air, creating a small cloud and obscuring the hole created. For beings that rule this world, I am very disappointed. I was expecting more creativity instead of something childishly boring, Han said. "I would be more careful if I was you," Dominasta replied. The remaining members all aimed at him, creating the same bolt of energy. As soon as the energy blast was shot out, Ulistria and Venalistria hid in the shadow of the attack. The both of them grinned as they imagined the look on his face when they used one of their stealth attacks. "Now!" Ulistria and Venalistria called out to everyone when they were in position. The attack died, and before he could react, Venalistria appeared in front of him and encircled her arms around his head and placed her lips on top of his. She gave him a deep and sensual kiss, then allowed for Ulistria to also kiss him sensually. Moving away from him, they both smiled widely, confident in their victory. "Now, you will obey our every command, as our combined poison goes into your mind. How does it feel, knowing you were foolish enough to underestimate?" Before Venalistria could finish her sentence, she felt a strange sensation. Looking at the man in front of her, she didn't understand why she tried to attack him. He was the most handsome man she had laid eyes on, and all she could think about was answering his every command and desire. She looked over at Ulistria and saw that the feeling was mutual. The two of them looked at Han and breathed, "Master, command us." Both of them could feel themselves becoming wet. "What is the meaning of this? Ulistria and Venalistria, what is the matter with the both of you? Did the attack work or not?" Dominasta demanded the two of them to answer. They both looked at Dominasta and wondered, Why should we listen to that man? Then the sound of their master made them turn towards him. It was bright to have the two of them hide half of the poison that when combined enslaves a target. I am assuming that they both have an antidote for when they use such an attack. Too bad that it will not work, considering I changed the poison into my own. Looking at them, their master said, "Get behind the others, my slaves." The way he devilishly grinned at them made them sigh. Han enjoyed the way those demon women looked at him. It made Brittany and Celestra look normal in comparison. He made a mental note to have fun with them later. "It seems like you are running low on members," Han commented. Looking down at the demonic army, he mentioned to his creations, "How about all of you go have fun with our guests?" When he noticed his slaves moving, he ordered, "You two stay there like good slaves." I am definitely going to have fun with those two, Han thought to himself when he saw their expressions. His creations quickly headed down to the army below, and small explosions could be seen. He also noticed a void appear and the undead begin to pour out. "Looks like Queen is having fun destroying your precious army," Han chuckled at Dominaster. "Do not worry, I will give you my full attention, and then you can collect the corpses on the way out." Dominaster looked angry and then grinned. "You may be able to stop me, but you are going to fail in the end. Like all things, you will fall before the might of the Overflow. Just for you, we have increased the number to be released. You will not be dealing with the small fry that lingers on this world." He laughed at Han. Dominaster made a portal appear behind him, and he disappeared. Below, the demon army began to fade slowly away, likely due to some spatial magic. It was likely weaker than what his creations used, considering how slowly the army retreated. The sky began to change colors, mimicking the sky he saw in the past. When he looked around, there was a massive teardrop that was falling from the sky. Seeing this sight reminded him of the monsters crawling on top of one another, using each other to form a bridge to this world. The sight impressed him, though he imagined that others would find it horrifying. "It has begun," Han quietly said, as he watched it crash onto the ground far off in the distance. A corner of his lips curled into a grin.